Mo e whaatalofa atu Samoa I lau mai mo tāpuai. Me se foi lau sila mai I le tātou polokalame o le Malanga I le nei foi vai tau le tausanga. Le nei lava wha moe ia mo le longo puialii o talanoanga o whaasoa so alau pulenga. Ia mamalu le tātou tunu. Mai lava ia I lātou o whaululu ia ngā luenga le malo ia o matanga luenga tū maoti. Ia ngatu foi leo pisinisi mo company. Ia a o tupu foi me tamali o tātou tunu. Ia o lava ia lo mo whanau. E manatu le o le Malanga. Ia ala ngā titau o lava no e whaasoa ai me talanoa. Ia ua foi le lātou foi whai ngā Malanga I le soifua. Ia mai se lava I whamanuianga e tawala ia o onga, ia o pisinisi, soifua maloloina foi. Ia ma tangata talavou, ma tūpulanga talavou. Ia manatu. Ia whatupu langona, whatupu manatu, mo le pai o le tātou tunu. Lea lai whaatalofa atua le tātou polokalame, pai o le tātou tunu, sa moe o na muleu ma whalupe, mai lava I maunga te tele o lava I whanawiti, ia o tono nu mala alfanga I pulenga, ia mai se foi li ma tamaitai, ia o lava I alo ma whanau, ia mai se foi lau whi ngā luenga pai a le tua le lātou ngā luenga o le talanoina lea ia o le vaenga I le tūlanga le tū whaaleanganga o tātou tangata. Lātou whaavale le malu lawa le tele o pālenga ia ua fo I le wholoina o le tala le leia le atua. Ia ua o Samoa o le atunu e whaavae I le atua. O le tātou polokalame ia ua whatasi mai la stasi o whanau, stasi o atali, tama whanau o Samoa. Ia na vave o na tuua Samoa nei, ia ai malanga e se atu. Ia sa ili se manuia, whaauaua o onga, ma silsila fo o ia I le tūlanga e mwhaena whaalau tele lo na poto le ata mai ma lo na silfia. I nisi vaenga, ia ua le mwhaena au sia I nei tātou tunu. Mai a o onga, ia na malanga lea e whaalau tele silfia ma le to mai. Ia leo te liu mai whai malolo mai maasiasi mai mātua mainga, ia mai se nuu malalwhanga ma le kalesia. Ia awa fo I nei vai tau wanga iatu ia so malo lo o le whai ungo ni tu sanga. O le tātou malo whaalolungia, ia o le li o maui ti atalanga, maui ti atalanga yendo, tōls fu tau sanga lo na soifua. Ia mai la whango wa yala, whaia ai, ia mai le nuu a whenga. O na mātua o whaumui Hillary, ma peti yendo. O whaumui Hillary, ma peti yendo, ia o mātua lea o le li o maui ti atalanga, ia ua sumai mtele mai ao. Sa oi whaasoa fo I le tātou polokalame, ai mese lau whaafonga ma lau mai mo mai Samoa. Po whea lava le vai pano le lalolangi, o lo ai tau malele mai ai, ia o le tātou polokalame lea I le nei vai tau whaatalo whaatu ai, maui, ia malo le malanga manuia ia o le atali.
Malo lava sunga whata, ia. Mo whaatalo whaatu tātou atunu, o mai moa mai. Ai ro ngo maui iti atalanga yendo te fio mai nu o waiala a whenga whapea ma whaia ai le motutele sala whai. My name, Maui iti atalanga. I come from the villages of Waiala, Awhenga, and then also whaia ai in the big island of Savai. I'm here today to talk about my journey. And some of the things that I have gained throughout my life and how it can maybe benefit some of the youth in our country.
Well done. Malo, welcome to our program. Okay. Moiti Tiatalanga Yendol is a proud Samoan, American and U.S. Army service member with over 11 years of service. Born in American Samoa and raised in Samoa, he hails from the villages of Waiala, Awhenga, and Whaiai in Savoi, and graduated from Samoa College in 2012. Na e tu ua nei maui fia suli vau tausang.
Suli vau tausang.
You live here as a 19-year-old after Samoa College, and then went away. Tell us why you were born in Pango?
Yes.
But raised here.
Raised here. Yeah. Yes. O whangau I Amerika Samoa. Anga ola I aonga Samoa or
pia,
Western Samoa, as some might know. E uma mai rau aonga Samoa College. I went to UPY, the foundation year here at NUS. And well, maybe unfortunately, my academics weren't strong enough to gain me a scholarship. But at the time, I had a cousin, or Army recruiter, and he mentioned because I was born in American Samoa, I had the opportunity as well to
easy access.
Yep, to enlist into the Army. So then I decided to speak to the Army recruiter, and they explained to me all the different opportunities. I was under the assumption that everyone in the U.S. Army was just there to be a rifleman, but he explained there's over 150 different jobs. And some of these jobs are accountants.
Within the Army alone or the whole military?
Within the Army and, yes, the whole military.
Like the Air Force, the Navy,
yes.
Coast Guard?
Yes. Yep, like accountants, dentists, you have engineers, you have the riflemen that everyone knows of, and then like my job, I deal with chemicals. So after you explained that to me, it seemed like a great opportunity that I wanted to take up.
Chemicals? Say you went to American Samoa initially, what's the purpose of that early trip?
So in American Samoa, ngā whai ele test. Suenga re peke qualify aku to enlist into the U.S. Army. Kai kusama test ia whai le korisi, subjects math, English, science. Depending on how high you score will also depend on how technical the job you can qualify for.
So that's the early process.
Yes.
You know, you have to sit a test. After all, you were raised, you grew up here in Apia, and then went to America because you were born in American Samoa.
Yes.
How was it? Was it difficult to go back and sit that test in terms of you weren't raised there?
So the curriculum of the U.S. is a lot different from Samoa, but I found it to be a little challenging, but I did score pretty well. Benefiting from the education here in Samoa. So
after that, what was the next level?
After that, there was also a physical assessment. They must assess that you have no physical limitations, no past medical history that might hinder you from any activity in the military. That was conducted there. And then I had my final checkup before I actually shipped out to my basic training in Pearl Harbor in Hawaii.
Were you ever dreamed of, joining the military, or is it something that you thought? You did mention earlier on about not having a scholarship, and you speak to one of your siblings. Were you ever think? From the beginning that, this would be my calling?
No, not at all. The only time was my dad, we have an uncle, my Uncle Matthew, who lives in the United States. He joined the Marines way back when. And my dad had always said, American Samoa. So once my cousin was speaking to the Army recruiter, my dad caught wind. He was really supportive and really wanted me to take up this opportunity.
So it's more like a wake-up call, or that triggers your willingness to
But the support from my parents really helped me, because like any young person, I had my mind of my own, thinking I could just stay here in Samoa, but my parents wanted me to do something a little bit more than that. So with their support, I took up the opportunity, and I'm grateful to this day.
It's never, it's everything of it. Everything of it, na tu ya matua, ya o le ainga I waiala, ya whai ai, mawhenga, o mafutanga mau ia mau tausonga ai alu ilisi lalo langi tele i mo iai what were your thoughts around that, leaving mom and dad behind, and okay, is it all focused to to enhance your career?
Funny enough, or mea pitu silina na whainata ia, what we say in the army, missing my family and not having that, because in Samoa that's a big part of your upbringing through your siblings, parents, and then also cousins, aunties, uncles, and then the people in your village. All of these things are built to where you feel community always. So when I left to the army, that was my biggest struggle. The physical activity, although hard, wasn't anything I saw that I couldn't overcome. But while being there, I also found that I needed to put my trust in these people now because of the new future I was going into.
What was the relationship building in those particular places after? In Hawaii, what did you do in Hawaii before you move on to the mainland?
In Hawaii, we did our final medical check. Okay. We're at the military entrance processing station. And this is just a check to make sure that everything that you had before is now still the same, so you can still enter into the
physically, mentally.
Nothing has changed. No injuries have occurred during the time that you were waiting to ship out.
Did you na popole you're not just going there to visit families. You're going there to join the U.S. military, which is a massive military party in the world. Were you ever so worried or sort of scared about not only the new environment, new people, but it can be a massive task?
Yes, there was a level of nervousness for sure. I only knew things from movies and how Hollywood can maybe glamorize or over-exaggerate some of the things that happen in the U.S. Army. So I was going there with that understanding. But once I got there and I saw how the process was of how they create and make you into a soldier, turn you into a professional, I put faith into that, and I was excited actually.
Olo talanoa maleatali o mawiti tia talanga yendo tol futa sanga na tuwa sa mo sfrui vo sanga na umai ai Coliseo Samoa e o le Universite le UPY ia ona malanga le pe onta talanoa mai le atali o se sisi foi la sanga fo sisi suinga fo ali tutau na fingo fia ona sa soi foi America Samoa e pe o stasiale o vai nga manatu to te le o alam fanau Samoa sifo po Samoa nei sa soifua ma maola ma whana nau tutuila. Peo le whaingo whia lea. Ia, ele to te pai tua ele li o mauiti te atalanga. Iendo, le amatanga lea o lana ia fo I malanga, lana training, sultas te usanga. Ia leo to te liu mai malolo, mse yasi mai nai matua mainga, nu ma le ka le sia. Ia leo mawail ne ava. No, a mai al malolong pupu, wha wau tatu talnoanga ma le sunga ya iendo. Meatech Company Limited is a professional manufacturer of all types of aluminium, doors and windows. Deals with the best, Meatech Aluminium. Call us 24305.
The new debit MasterCard by the National Bank of Samoa is here to help make life easy. It's the easy way to pay everyday purchases, dining, internet shopping, online payments, and even paying your bills. It's as easy as tap and go. available to use both locally and internationally. It works fast. There's no need to write checks. Plus, save on countless trips to the ATM. A global payment solution accepted by millions of places worldwide. You can use it for just about anything. The new National Bank of Samoa Debit MasterCard. Come in today and see how easy life can be.
Toi whatalo whatu Samoa i lau tāpo inga po whea lava le vai pano o le lalolangi o lo e mai mō mai ai ia o le proklame ni o le Malanga i lunga o le ala ata ale NUS TV po le TV le University o Samoa e whawhitai lana pulenga o mwhau na mau le nei awanoa e whaiele nei proklame i vai asta i tasi ia ua mwhau na awina atu e le ngatala le langolango sua mai le University o le TV le University malana au whai ngā luenga ma le pulenga ia a le National Bank of Samoa tasi leo fa le tupe lua e fa le tupe o lo miesa o loto e tangata Samoa tamali i Samoa o ainga Samoa ma la tu pisinisi National Bank of Samoa o le tano tu sitala hotel o se fa tel malo o sil fiel da tu no o le tano tu sitala hotel e Veni Pacific ia po le IH Carruthers since 1929 talu mo le tasi iwa lua iwa e Veni Carruthers merchant pioneer since 1929 ia o le company ia o mo la e li matamai tai wala u lo ta tu no lo vola no fuanga il malai va lele i mangele o kilani ia mai se foi le TMC company ia o fatawai ia ainga mo tulanga o me ai bevela o le TMC ia o so so ni mai ile nei fa mo moi enlisting in 215 Maui Titi Atalanga trained at Fort Benning Georgia and Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and serves as a 74D chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialist. He has been stationed at Joint Base Almendorf, Richardson, Alaska, Fort Carson, Colorado, and Southern California Recruiting Battalion. And in January 2026, he will move to Joint Base Lewis McCord in Washington, D.C. Maui. Na uma ia Hawaii e ave sao ale o i Georgia. Tutuila, Hawaii, o so tua Hawaii, o lisi stedi pito i sili na Atlanta, Georgia. Na le teimina na e ofia tua tonu le lau e tonu wa umana al fia vai aso talun faila iau koleninga ma usuenga mtunanga papena. Feel umine fai vaanga na.
Ile basic training.
Yeah, basic training.
O le basic training iwa vai aso.
Iwa vai aso. Le lau e o lo i Georgia o la sangal na what's that
tu so le basic training e vai tolu vaenga. Their phases. Phase 1 is red phase, phase 2 blue or white. Sorry, and then phase 3 is blue phase. These are split up in a way to help the trainees transition to becoming a soldier. Red phase is all of the history of the United States Army, customs and courtesies, the way we march, the way we present ourselves, the way we stand at attention, and the reasons why we do all of those things. And then also the theory. There are classroom portions where we see the theory on how to maintain our weapon, shoot our weapon, and then also communication, and then also programs that the U.S. Army has, like equal opportunities, and then sexual harassment and assault prevention, things that the U.S. Army is very stern on and wants their soldiers to understand and learn. And then in the white phase, we apply the things we did in the theory, where we would be taken out to the field and use our weapons, and then communicate with each other, and then also move. And then the final phase, blue, it's a culminating phase. You were bringing all of these learnings together and doing it all in different tasks and missions. And upon all of these phases, there are requirements you should achieve in order to pass and graduate and become a U.S. Army soldier.
These were all happening with a new environment, new people,
Yes.
people that come from all over America, all the states. You knew nothing of them. So what's the how does it like in terms of the relationship with this? I mean, you're not. This is your family.
Yes. To this day, I find that to be my my favorite thing about the U.S. Army. You're put into a melting pot of sorts with all different types of people from different walks of life. People from other corners of the United States, also people from Africa, China, all coming to take up this opportunity to become different ethnicities. And you gain different perspective of how other people have been raised and their culture and things that are important to them, and it helps you with your perspective and how you can better do things within your life.
In terms of the U.S. Constitution, did you require to learn that?
Yes. So for my case, because I was born in American Samoa, I was a U.S. national, not a U.S. Citizen. So I had to get naturalized, and through that process, I learned about the Constitution and the history of the United States, because through the immigration process, there is a test that you must take and pass before you become a full citizen.
So building relationships within this new environment, Maui, you have to trust other colleagues, other soldiers.
Yes.
How did you come along in that respect?
With the understanding of what the end goal of the U.S. Army is, I and most soldiers go with the principle of you earn my 100% trust the day I meet you until you prove otherwise. Because of the understanding of the things we might have to do in the future, we must trust each other. So the trust is given as soon as I meet someone.
Was there any time during that time of your career that you might think of, okay, koe ka penga lau ako, koe fo i ol mako aing?
Ke mua ka ngui Alaska.
Okay.
Because the Army sent me my first duty station in Alaska, and if anyone knows anything about Alaska, it's the complete opposite to Samoa.
Snow all over the place.
Snow all over the place. But I found comfort. Ka nguu mai la uwa lele, au ki roku fafo, ka kare la unga mai ako, or Samoa. I could tell he was a Samoan. And then through my first few months there, I realized there was there was a big Samoan community out there, or Pacific Islander community, Tongans as well.
So you were posed to Alaska for what purpose?
To learn my craft and work and
you travel,
get ready to hone my skills if ever called to deploy. That's our
You
main.
travel extensively, for missions and training to other states. Explain that experience.
Well, it's a very great experience. You get to travel the United States and then other countries for training, but you also get the opportunity to go into the local community and experience different things around there. And each state in training has been very knowledgeable and also very difficult, but something that also translate into the civilian sector. The certs and things that I achieve can also go into the civilian sector and help me if I were to try and find employment.
Say, posting to Alaska, it's a different ball game altogether. When you come back from Alaska, what have you learned during that time, especially the opposite weather like compared to the likes of other states and also here in Samoa?
One thing I have learned about being in an environment like that, it very much challenges your resiliency and challenges you to put challenges you to put yourself out there and do things that you're not comfortable with. I tried snowboarding. I tried ice climbing.
Never done that
Never
before.
done that. It is me more fighting snowboarding. But it gave me a newfound confidence to do things that I'm not comfortable with, and has translated also to my military career to put myself out there to do things that I find hard and find a way to be successful.
I'm pretty sure while you do that, it's difficult to achieve all those, and at the same time thinking of mom and dad, the family back home, and all that.
The family is never far from my mind. You know, that's the reason why I joined the Army, to get success and then also help my family and make them proud mainly.
O tātou tala noa, e malata li'i, o maui titi a talanga yendo. Na tuua samo nei sulivo tausanga, ia ma whatasi atua i le military, po le military America. Ia, sutasi tausanga. Tele, ia whamarianga ni mwhena maua, e le ngatala i ko le ninga o a onga SS. E leo toi fwoi mai a siasi mai. Tele fwoi along whanau, te manatu e mawhaiwhuna lātou au sia, ia le whainga malanga le na ui e maui. O lo o iaia sa soifua mwhanau Amerika Samoa. O hawa no e le au maua. E loa e fwoi along whanau, tūlanga fwoi leo o le ola na o ia. E le vai tau o le amatanga o le luas fulo tausanga. Ia wā lava se lumana i manuia mō tātou ainga. Mai se fwoi ia tangata lava ia pe amatua. A mai el malong pupu, toi whawau tātou talanoanga.
The new debit MasterCard by the National Bank of Samoa is here to help make life easy. It's the easy way to pay everyday purchases, dining, internet shopping, online payments, and even paying your bills. It's as easy as tap and go. Available to use both locally and internationally. It works fast. There's no need to write checks. Plus, save on countless trips to the ATM. A global payment solution accepted by millions of places worldwide. You can use it for just about anything. The new National Bank of Samoa Debit MasterCard. Come in today and see how easy life can be.
Meatech Company Limited is a professional manufacturer of all types of aluminium, doors and windows. Deals with the best, Meatech Aluminium. Call us 24305. Whātara whātu Samoa i tau tāpo inga malau mai mō tāpo i nei tū la tātu polokalame whaina winatu o na o le langolango sua malanga le mai a company ma pisinisi o le National Bank Samoa o le tasi whale tupe lua e whale tupe tono tātu tunu e umia sa o loto e tangata Samoa whai pisinisi Samoa, tamali Samoa, ma ainga Samoa National Bank Samoa tā notu Stella Hotel whale telemalo o silfia umal tātu tunu e veni Pacific o le IH Carruthers since 1929. Yeah, I was for the TMC. Over his career, Maui has earned multiple Army medals and decorations, numerous hazmat and technical certifications, and traveled extensively for missions and training over 30 states in America. Sultasi tausanga ya.
Yeah.
They were for my ole chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialist. Olau special ngā luenga le, olau employment le. E whamatala tonu wā, e tau ole chemical and biological. Pe tate popole foi lea wā, se whamatala po la tonu wā lau, what's your responsibility, your role?
So my job in the Army is 74 Delta. chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialists. Main goal of our specialty is to help warn, detect, and monitor chemicals and hazards on the battlefield. So we are there for decontamination if there's ever a toxic environment and any of our soldiers or civilians are harmed. We are there for decontamination. We detect to see if there are any hazardous chemicals in the area. Spill or spill or anything in that matter, and then we block off
you're talking
on the
about
map.
you're talking about in the military environment where you guys live and work and train. Okay.
And we block it off and show on the map this is an area that shouldn't be traversed, so soldiers don't come into harm's way.
How about the public?
The public as well. Now, the U.S. Army main objective is for conflicts outside of the United States. Now, there are first responders that have their responsibilities here in the United States, ambulance and things like that. But if they are to be overwhelmed by a mass casualty event, the U.S. Army is there to help bolster up the numbers to take care of any sort of disaster like that.
Let's talk about, is it the contractual stuff, like 2-3 years? Do you sign any agreement on any contract?
Yes.
Okay.
So in this tangata ile military, it's a signed contract. It's from kay kusa ma isikampangi ma kaalo. You can enlist for a 3-year period, upwards to a 6-year period. And within those time frames, you must honor your contract and serve out your time. And
you can't get out.
You cannot get out.
Yeah.
Only exceptions are if you are to become or have an injury or an illness that will hinder your performance, and then also if you commit an offense that is egregious enough to be separated from the military. Besides that, you must serve your time out honorably. And once your time comes up, you've done a 3-year contract, you are able to transition out of the military.
Your Samoan heritage while you were training, part of the U.S. military. Let's share about your identity.
Yeah.
Was it ever appealed to you all the time that you were in there about I'm Samoan? Especially when you talk to other military members, Samoan people?
Yes, every time I see a Samoan in the U.S. Army, it's a great day. We love to talk and understand their journey as well, because although it might be similar, it's also very different. But ele ngalo fa Samoa, ele ngalo ai lessons hola mai ai. Ainga male au lotu. That I come across, and they always speak on, not to be boastful, but they always speak on, Amal, you're such a well-respected person, you carry yourself very well, and I always think about that. As much as it's a compliment to me, it's more of a compliment to my family, my village, and then also my church growing up, because that are the people who made me the way I am today.
You're inspiring a lot of young Samoans, Pacific Islanders, which in terms of the recruitment, you were also an Army recruiter. Let's talk about that. What's that role about?
So a U.S. Army recruiter is that who talks about the opportunities of the U.S. Army and then helps facilitate the process for those who are interested. I was a recruiter for the last 3 years in Southern California, from 2022 now till the end here in 2025.
So you speak to all?
Yep, I speak to all different types of people, high school, which is universities, job fairs and things like that.
Parents?
Parents as well.
You come across Pacific Island people in that
I come across
role?
Pacific Island people. And it helps the parents of those children when they see me and vai akure fa Samoa te fo'i. It gives them a warm-hearted feeling that this is something that they could see their son or daughter going into.
Were you happy at the outcome after 11 years of your achievement so far?
I'm very grateful for the opportunities that the U.S. Army has provided to me, and I'm proud of my service of the last 11 years. I'm still continuing. My goal is to serve for at least 20 years and retire from the U.S. Army.
You met your young wife in the military.
Yes.
Let's briefly about that.
Of course. So I met my wife while I was at my first Army duty station in Alaska. She was a soldier as well. Okay. That's how we met, and that's how we interacted with each other enough to form an attraction and then eventually get married. She served her 3.5 years in the U.S. Army, and then we made the decision that she would transition out of the Army and I would stay in as we move and create our family.
What would you like to say to young Samoans who are watching or listening to our conversation about opportunities in the U.S. military?
Yeah. One thing I will like to say to the young people out there, not just Samoans, but mainly Samoans and Pacific Islanders, that you're taught in school that university is the only way that you can go and be successful and get a high achieving or high earning job and things like that. But that is a great opportunity, but the U.S. Army is also there. The military is also there for those who aren't that well off in terms of finance and then also academically. The Army offers free education. They also offer, when you enlist, free housing, free food, healthcare, and all these things.
They looked after you, huh?
They do. With the understanding that you will be putting yourself through a lot, and that's why they compensate you on so much. So it's just another opportunity that I think young people should explore.
When you finish, what's the end result in terms of compensation and such?
Is to retire. At 20 years from service, you can retire with a pension, and then also if you, hopefully you do not, but if you have any injuries throughout your time, you can go through the claims process and be compensated for that. And it can really help set you up for success. And as an example, I joined at 19, and I will retire with a pension and maybe compensation at the age of 39.
39, you just turned 30.
And for young people out there, that is still young, 39 years old.
Ja, og lad os så tale fai ud det savner jeg eller der du nu jeg men for jeg lum fan out der hvor eller selvfølgelig hvor der sanger jeg lurer i det militær ja lad os så savner fai for umalta der på kalam
fatule pa yeman malu tatu nu og fatai lava mole fa longo mai nei actually thank you for listening to my journey today. I enjoy this interview today. These opportunities are there for everyone else. You just have to be able to seize them.
Okay. Tatu talnanga le mawiti tia talanga yendo ya o se alo la volta tu. Sultaste usanga o tono military America ya teliste usanga ye to telenisi alum fanau mawala no ya em fayona famanuina ya molanga ilu mai le ngatala I tulanga ya la tu taleni manga ba ya le tulanga foi le famanuanga em fayona mo mai ya mo alum fanau mo tato ya tato talonga le ni tula famanu tele le tu sa mo le tapo ingo ke la vo ai tau malele mai ai ya mo un plis masifia mas tau sang fo manuia o maulolo fata Wellington e Malif.